once you log on to Real Insights, the prospecting tool is available down here in the third column and the third button along. So if you just click on there, you will be presented with your prospecting tool. So to begin with, there's a few admin things that you need to fill out. You can of course choose last saved prospects from here, but for the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to add a new prospect. Now you need to give it a few details. In this setup, we've put my new prospect as the name. You can name that anything, whatever makes sense to you. The market share that you're going for in that area once you set it up, and the commission. Now all of these fields need to be filled out in order to save the prospect and to run the report. So let's just go ahead and save that prospect. So you'll now see that this is now loaded as one of the loaded and saved prospects. All the details have stayed the same, but you'll need to add and define a patch before you can run the prospect report. You have a few options to do that. Now, if I just scroll down a little bit, you can see that the map is all loaded in a particular area. You can draw in by using your scroll mouse button or using the plus and minuses down here. So let's say we go down to Sydney and we have a little look at a particular area. So to begin with, we're going to go into this area. Now you have a few options when looking at the map. You can overlay it with your current patches, that is the areas that you currently operate in, and that's defined in your market share reporting tools for head office. So you need to have those switched on, and you need to have all of your current operations or offices defined in there in order to use this part, otherwise nothing will come up. When you click on that, it'll overlay them on the map so you can see where you are not and where you currently are. So now that we've done that, you can see a whole lot of different areas on the map that are currently within the operation area. So let's say for now we want to orientate the map to this kind of section in the center here, because that's where we want to prospect. There's a couple other things you can do in here. This overlay here is our definition of what Agent Insights should be in terms of prospecting. So you may use this or you may not use this, but it does give you an interesting view of what's going on in that area, so you can make some smart analytical decisions and use real data and real insights to create that direction for your growth. So agent here is about how many sales per agent have happened, and we rate the areas based on that on a suburb by suburb basis. Revenue opportunity is how much revenue was sold in that area for the last 12 months. These are all last 12 months. And GCI opportunity is a combination of the two there. So it's basically the average per suburb of revenue opportunity across agent saturation. So let's say that I pick one of those to have a look at for the demonstration purposes. And when you click on one of these, the distance is important as well. It will drive how far out or how wide the net is that you draw around that area. So basically a 10k radius from the center of the map as to where we had it would look like this. And what that means is that all the suburbs within that circle are compared and given a rating compared to each other based on agent saturation. So green is obviously there's a greater opportunity. Red is obviously that there's a low opportunity in terms of agent saturation. That means that there is a lot of agents compared to each other in that area compared to other suburbs, that is. So where one area like this might say that there is a low agent saturation, that is an average of 31 sales per agent compared to the standard deviation, or at least the mean of 4.2. So this is 1.5 times the standard deviation. That basically just means that there's a statistical measure that says the brighter the green, the greater the opportunity, the lower the green, the less the opportunity, or the closer to the average within this net. So the wider the net, and in areas where there's a big difference between property types, that is coastal water viewed properties or suburbs versus inland properties that don't have water views and maybe of a lesser value, particularly when you're talking about GCI opportunity and that kind of thing, and revenue opportunity, it does make a difference where you draw the net, because we're comparing all the suburbs within that compared to each other based on the last 12 months. So now that we've got a fair view about where we want to go and what that might look like, we might turn around and say, okay, let's switch this off, the overlay, and let's go back to drawing our net where we want to go. So let's say, based on that previous screen, effectively where we currently are and where we want to go, we take this polygon tool at the top, this shape tool, and we click on that. All these other areas, whether it's an agent overlay or a GCI overlay, or it's where we currently exist within our business, our current offices, they're all locked but this new tool, this new overlay will not be, so you can edit it. So let's say we choose a geographical area, and you can make this as detailed as if you like. You can zoom in and choose by an absolute street number or area, a main road, a landmark, or you can just do it however you like in terms of what that shape should be. And let's say we assign that as a possible prospect that we want to go into. And we want to understand what the value of that area is and how we're going to prospect. So now that we have that mapped out on the map, we can update the prospect by clicking on the button at the top. And once we've done that and we've got the shape or the area that we want to go into or we want to prospect within, we will be presented with a new option down beneath this map, and that all locks away, and you can go in there and edit the prospect by clicking on that button. You can drag out individual areas, and you say, well, we want it to be a bit bigger. You can go back and review this at any stage and edit it. You just click update to make it a reality. Then you go down here and you'll be given this extra area here. So let's say based on the data of the last 12 months, and you can do some quick dates here to get last 6 months, last 12 months, last calendar year, that kind of thing. Or you can just say, whatever period you want it to be. And you can choose from here whether you're prospecting by agency or you're prospecting by agent. Now this becomes quite important because it's the way in which we cut the data. If you are looking for high-performing agents to draw into an existing business or to create a new business in that particular area, you want to know the agents in that area and how well they're doing. Otherwise, you want to look at the performance of the agency. So if you're looking to convert an existing agency into your brand, this is what you would use to understand that. So let's say, for example, we want to do it by agency. We do it between these dates. Very simple. Click on the Grow Now button, and you'll be presented with this map here. Now what we've done is taken the 1.9% commission from the top of the report, or at least what you defined, the market share that you're looking for within that area, and we've applied that to the last 12 months worth of data. So in this case, if you were to take 10% market share within that area that you've defined, you would have a sold count of 32 properties. You'd have a sold projected volume of 59 million in terms of total volume sold, and then your projected GCI in terms of dollars based on the commission, based on the 10%, would be 1.1 million or thereabouts. And then you can go down and look at the different agencies that are doing that in that area and what they look like. So that's effectively the prospecting tool and how to use it. All of the fields that we talked about in this tool are required. So everything from the name, the market share, and the commission, that enables us to drive the dollar value below, and really helps you get that insight. Now, I would recommend you play with this part here if it's relevant to the way you go to market, potentially not use that in some circumstances. But that is the prospecting tool and how you would use it.